Oh, what a time for Loud to show up and secure a dominant victory on Ascent against EDG. I'm your host, Yingsu, and I'm back here with Mimi. And Brian, I asked you this question after map 1. How did EDG manage to win Bind? I'm going to throw you the same question here, Mimi. How did Loud manage to roll EDG that hard?
I think 2 factors. First of all, I think EDG looked really unprepared to play against this comp on their attacking side. They had a lot of rounds where they're trying to just do one-stage executes, throwing Kung Kung in really fast into these hits. And Loud is just a team who's so excellent at supporting those anchors, punishing those dive players, and they did that consistently. And I just felt like EDG were running out of ideas.
Yeah.
In the mid-round, I didn't feel like they were that proactive at re-clearing space. Instead, it was just kind of sit outside of sight, wait for our util to recharge, and then go into these side execs that were constantly being shut down.
Yeah, they were dominating. I mean, Loud of the side execs over towards B, they were just hammering at home every day of the week. But, you know, like we were mentioning over and over again, Loud's biggest strength so far in this tournament has been a lot of their pistol rounds and bonus round conversion. It's been giving them a huge lead. And this pistol round, there was nothing real, clever being used, but it does highlight the example that, you know, Loud were just finding that weakness in the defensive setups of EDG and hammering it home over and over and over again. Consistently after this round, they just found that weakness because the anchoring players could not hold on. The flooding was coming in a little bit too late by EDG. If you're going to play this play style with the anchoring players, you've got to be on point of it with the util, like in terms of just KO flashes over the top to support those players, smokes to supplement and then partition it up, and then the bonus round conversion just sealed it all.
Yeah, it absolutely did. One thing that does worry me for EDG into the final map now, Haven, of this series, is that I feel like they were trying to go for quite a few flood retakes on their defensive side of this map that looked really uncoordinated and seemed more like it was just players trying to make plays and taking risks that didn't really work out for them. And in that way, this second map reminds me a lot of the EDG versus EG series we've already seen, where they have a super close map 1, they pull it off, and then they go into the next map and things start to kind of snowball out of their control.
Yeah, I really need to see a bit of a bounce back, I think, from EDG as a team. Because I do worry. I said it right at the beginning when we were looking at the map veto. Just, it feels like it favors Loud pretty heavily. Like Ascent, we knew they were going to be favored. That's why it was so dominant, I think, partially as well, because EDG just couldn't come up with the answers to stop the repeated hits as well on top of it that Loud were spotting out. But then onto Haven as well, as a different ballgame entirely.
Yeah, let's talk about Tui's and Kawazee real quick, because they're the players that don't have this trophy. Bren, their teammates, they won it last year, but these two, they are hunting for their first.
They're playing like they want that trophy. They really are hunting for that first one, and we're seeing significant step-ups in form as well. There's been 1 or 2, slip-ups per map as well. You give them 1 map per tournament, I feel like, where they don't have a good show of things. But it has just been pure consistency, pure class from Kawazee in 2 years.
And you talk about the championship pedigree of this team, of winning last year, of always being a top squad internationally, and it really does feel like it's just been instilled into these 2 young guys by their teammates, just like the rest of their team. On Ascent, map 2, after having some rough moments, bounce back. Kawazee, crazy great supportive utility for his anchors, tons of these late round step-ups. He was clutching up on Bind, he was clutching up on this map as well, and it's the same to be said about Tui's. I feel like he always really goes under the radar, but he's just a consistently solid controller player that every tournament, he has at least a few of those moments where he's closing out big rounds, big games for Loud.
Yeah, you can see how comfortable they were on Ascent as well. And speaking of comfort, the Harbor Viper, we got to talk about it as we move on to Haven. They're not going to be more comfortable or anything else except for that. I know you both have a little bit of concerns as to how EDG should deal with
Yes, they need to adapt their playbook in terms of if they're going up against this Viper Harbor. If we end up seeing that for Haven as a map, because Loud are so good at this. They have so many different looks, but you do need to adjust it. If you end up playing the Breach and the Sova, you have to actively try and pick and choose timings to flank if you're not going to flood defense on sites. It's hard to do. It's 3 sites on Haven. You can't flood defense everything. That's just the way the map plays out. So you need to be on point when it comes to flanking, picking and choosing the right timings with that. You need to adjust your setups as well. I've seen lots of teams play against this comp, and they weren't adjusting the way their Breach plays on the defense side, and the Breach players constantly getting cut off by Viper walls, and they don't know where to stand. It was infuriating to watch. I need to see evidence that EDG have done their homework, and they know how to go up against this composition.
It's also really difficult because you have to play those set retakes. If you try and flood retake versus Harbor Viper, especially over towards that A site, there's so much stall utility. There's 2 characters with mollies, there's 2 characters with smokes completely stalling you out, that if you try and use that breach stun, the aftershock combo that you're normally doing towards hell, you're just going to run out of utility and lack that second stage. So this is going to be, I think, the biggest test for EDG here. They've shown that they're a competitor, that they can compete at this level, but now they're up against a composition, a style that they don't normally have to to play against, and they either have to, I think, change their comp or really change the style in the way that they already play their Breach Sova composition.
Yeah, we don't want to see what happened against EG as well, where, like you said, maybe they win map 1 very, very closely and then completely drop the ball map 2 and 3. But looking at the players on stage, they look very, very dialed in, focused. They're ready to go because, Bren, if they don't win this map, they're going to be going home and they're going to be coming top 6, which is a great achievement for them, but they're not going to be able to push past the top 4.
I mean, exactly right, Sue. I think this is a heartbreaker either way that the series ends up landing, because either we, get to see Loud exiting far earlier than we really want, I think, for a team to get that chance, that, back-to-back championships for winning that title, or EDG don't break through their own personal objectives of making top 4 in a tournament, potentially going even deeper.
Well, let's take a look at where we're going to go for the Prime Gaming Agent Select. Of course, we talked about the Viper Harbor a lot. Mimi, and it's going to come out here.
It's going to be the same comp for Edward Gaming. A lot of what we were talking about with this comp was the defensive side. Edward will start on the attack here, and this is where I think you also do run into some issues. Loud's comp is really good for taking extremity control, scaling down long with the cascade, really making you think about where you're pushing in. It's also really good to support anchors and allow you to flood, especially on the C side. Watch Tui's throw up a wall in front of his teammate on the site to get everyone back in together. It's, again, really going to be me looking at these two initiator players, Nobody and Smoggy, and the timing they choose to use their utility against this Loud comp.
Yeah, I mean, Loud are just a masterclass team. I think when I think of them on Haven in particular with this composition, they have so many different looks on it. They're starting on the defense side. It's the attack side that I'm most impressed with when I look at Loud play this one. But I'm just praying from the bottom of my heart that EDG have come to this prepared and ready to play against this comp, because if they aren't, it might be a repeat of the second map that we've already seen, just a one-sided affair.
This is a huge test for Edward Gaming to try and make their deepest run, to make it into the top 4, try and go further here in Champs LA. Louder, of course, though, the reigning champion. They probably feel so little pressure here. This is where they are comfortable, and if they can close out here, they have an opportunity to defend their title deeper into this tournament.
Well, it all comes down to this. This is the map that's going to decide which team will be moving on in the competition. I'm going to send this back over to your casters, Doug and Sean, to take us through.
Thank you so much, Jinsu. Yeah, elimination on the line, and of course it would be one map to decide it all. And there are so many conversations we can have already, Sean, right? We've got to talk about Harbor Viper. We've got to talk about EDG's comp that they run on Haven and the question marks that can kind of come up with it. How does Kong find value against this double wall comp? There are so many things to cover, Sean.
There's a lot of things that are going against EDG early.
Yeah.
But we do not see a lot of ciphers going into the Harbor Viper. I think Chichu, when I watch them play Haven, his lurks, and particularly towards Garage, towards B, towards C, the left side of the map actually, are phenomenal. He opens up so many mid-rounds for EDG. On the other hand, someone like Nobody with this Sova will probably struggle to find value. Right off the bat, we see a triple challenge here on this A long position and a retake wall cutting across C and Garage.
And as soon as they see that, the Harbor wall goes up. You've got an alarm bot on the other side, but hang on, Kong has gotten behind it. He's gotten past it.
Spam.
He's got to be able to find some value, though, because he's left by himself, and he can't convert. Even with the fault line there, nothing is found. Less on the swing. He's already gotten 3 on the round. The 4th. Aspas takes the ace, but it's a flawless round for Loud.
And the Harbor Viper reigns supreme for Loud. This is the team that innovated this comp. They brought it to VCT Americas, and everyone followed suit like sheep. And they dominated everyone week in and week out. And this is how they did it. Constant harassment into the site through the smokes. Great positioning across the map. Good timings on the high tide coming out of Tui's. And again, the triple challenge on A. But now we have the Viper shifting over here. This is different.
Where was that dart headed? Sadok's getting the first. There we see the dart land, but
one enemy remaining.
As soon as the dart falls, EDG's bodies fall with it. Nobody's left by himself. This wasn't a flawless round, but it was as close as you could possibly get.
Right, if you took a couple blinks, a long blink, you missed that round.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones that gets you a check on bingo.
Are we doing that today? I don't think I saw that.
I don't think so. That was pretty banging, though.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
EDG now in a position where they have to punch back. Nobody's the only one who's collected a frag up until this point, but they've got rifles. They have full armor on Nobody and Kong respectively.
Another shift, though, coming out of Loud. We're going to see a Cascade likely coming into lobby, a Sky Guiding Light as well. They've moved Aspas on this C site. Ooh.
They're ahead of this.
They're going to just aggro into this.
What do they have? Conzine has a flash. They could pop and fight on the other side of the smoke.
They think twice.
So do EDG, interestingly enough.
And
What are they looking for?
I think EDG is just poised for a re-aggress on long here. You can see they have a high-low with Kong Kong and Smoggy.
Yeah, the spike is on the opposite side. It just rotated all the way to double doors.
Chichu's just trying to break some Killjoy utility, and I think he needed some help from Nobody right there. But this is definitely going to be an A play. Here's that high tide cutting across both bricks, long and short.
Yeah,
Such a powerful piece of util.
On long, though, Kong Kong was already ahead of it, so Smoggy can disrespect that wall.
Oh, this fault line's going to catch two. Kong Kong could really tee off on these side players if the timing's right.
You've got Sadok back site, though, who's now flashed, and they still haven't found their way out. That paranoia.
He's
now
vulnerable.
You see the aftershock. Now they continue to funnel their way out, but they've all tucked. This could be disaster. Kong Kong's already taken care of. Tui's with the cove in his face, tries to spam through and deny the plant, but he can't. EDG with a ferocious take of the site.
30 seconds left.
Less than Tui's by themselves. And it's all on to Les. He cannot convert. EDG are on the board.
They played such a delicate round. Masterfully right there. I mean, once all of those stall smokes were going in left side sight, people were funneling in on that wall, coming out of V-Link. That was a very difficult round, and you can see Smoggy swinging, grabbing two as a breach. Oh, must-win bonus round for EDG. But now, the op comes out. Aspas back at this A site, and again, this is where the hit's going to be coming. The breach util will come in on long A.
There it is, pushes him off the early angle, even does catch him.
He's coming back.
EDG filling on the space behind him, but is the flash going to be enough? Oh, goodness, again, such a delicate dance.
They got the dash out. The dash out of Aspas is what's likely going to stop him from playing super aggressive on this A site. They break again. It's the Killjoy util. They're messing with the rotations right now. Chichu's so good on this lurk roll. The drone likely going to come in garage right now.
To clear out Les's position. Yeah, there's the cam too. A consideration on the drone.
We're looking at a garage split right now, and I'm worried for this spike. I am very worried for Nobody getting caught in garage.
Sadok is here to help too. They should know now. Yeah, they know now. They know that both are here. Les with an aggressive peek and the spam through under Chichu. He tries to connect, but look at Kong Kong. Look at the ratty play, but Les was aware.
This is all just a ruse. They're going A, but there's so much noise given to Aspas. Look at the rotate.
30
Remember, he
seconds
still
left.
has an op. He's going to be
Right
the one to
there.
control short. He's the only one on site right now.
I think they realize he could be short. They know. But can they do anything about it?
The lockdown's going to be a problem. He's going to have to fight his way out of this. He tries to get some high ground, tries to go up top and conceal himself, and he can't. EDG deal with him.
It's a great plant, though, Doug. Look, it's a plant for long with the lockdown. They can play this.
They fill behind the space. Chichu playing in short, both of them walled off. They got a cascade, they've got a high tide.
Cove, the Cove.
Oh, and he can't even get it to half. Sonic didn't get half. It's all on the Kalanzine, and he can't deliver either.
They've done it. These A site holds by EDG. Oh my gosh, they are so ready for the util, the way they're playing in these mid rounds that are so difficult. Loud is throwing everything at them. The fact that they locked down with Aspas nested in short, I thought it was over.
Yeah.
That was an incredible play by Loud. That's countered again by EDG. And EDG now have Loud on the ropes economically.
That was such a massive round from Chichu there. Dealing with Aspas, getting the second kill from short. And of course, we're right back into it this time. It seemed like Tui's was trying to take an aggressive line down short. Nothing but a sheriff here. Kalanzine the only one with a better gun.
We have that cascade coming up long. Loud creeping. What is the response from EDG when this cascade falls? Cypher cam, beautiful by Chichu.
Oh, that's a bad way to die. That's a horrible way to die. in the Trailblazer. Aftershock, darted, everything. Aspas playing inside the smoke. He has nothing but a Sheriff here. Dodges the paranoia somehow. Do they know he's there? I don't think they know. Oh, they didn't know.
I know exactly.
Let's get
Read
some
a
first,
second.
but
No
again,
way. They can't read this.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Caged.
But he runs out of ammo. Dealt serious damage onto Chichu there, and I thought Aspas had a shot at it for just a moment.
What an unreal round. Just the util from Chichu alone entering this A site. Caged Aspas like a rat. How did he know?
Les was able to get, well, I mean, this was just so unfortunate if you're Kawanzin. I mean, they spot you with the cam, you were forced into a Trailblazer, and then you're Aftershock, you're darted, everything. That was just miserable. But again, Aspas was in a position there off of Les getting a kill with the Sheriff because he was also gone undetected.
Yeah.
He had also gone undetected, excuse me. Had a shot at it and avoids disaster. Early timeout called here by Fraud.
Very early, but much needed. These 3 rounds all lost at the A site. As an in-game leader, this is the dream for EDG. They've opened up the playbook massively. They've proven they can take this A site at will. So Loud now has to adjust. They have to be ready to hold A. Do they have a flood retake planned with maybe getting a Harbor ult online? You know, Seeker's 1 off now at this point. There's a lot of things they could do. But EDG, the fakes now are opened up massively in their playbook. This is an IGL's dream moment.
I think the question is, do they lean into that? Right? Do they use that to their advantage? Because you're right, it feels like they're running circles around Loud right now. If you know that you have that advantage, yeah, throw a little curveball in there and see what happens. See, the different look is out of Loud. 2 members towards A. In Tui's and Kawanzin. And it is an op in the hands of Aspas, and it almost seems like they're expecting a C hit here.
Yeah, I definitely don't blame Fraud. But they're just going to keep at what's working, and I respect this massively for EDG. This is a hard decision to make as an in-game leader, to keep just doing what's working until they can stop it.
If it ain't broke.
Nobody going to help Chichu now get this garage control, break the alarm bot, make sure this nano's out of the play. There's the smoke right on top of Les's lap. You can see the nano's burned.
That was really nice.
This is so well played right now by EDG. The pressure they are putting on this left side of the map again. That changes everything, but nobody taking Les out. The alarm bot's now down in garage. This 3-player A setup has to break.
You expect them to flip here. That Trailblazer only spotted 1, but there was a flash over the top when that high tide was still up to confirm presence.
Yeah, I think you can see Loud keeping 3 on A now after that Trailblazer. And EDG is aware of it. They're walking away. They've yet to test this C side. The guiding light comes over long, gets no info, and that should be the cue right now for Loud to hightail it quickly across the map, but they're not doing it. They are not biting.
Aspas is already here. Howdong has the spike.
30 seconds left.
It's a fake TP.
Nice. Well
it's a
done.
fake TP, so put a seed of doubt in Aspas's mind. Did he TP across?
And that's going to keep him there tethered onto that area for just a moment. Meanwhile, the rest of EDG is intent on committing out onto the site. You see Konkong dashing forward. Sada cleans him up, 13 seconds left. They still have, they've got to get the spike down. Howdong's trying to do his best, but none of them can see a thing. Kawanzin holds the site, gets a 3K and gets Loud their 3rd.
How does Kawanzin walk away from that alive? The stack from Loud looked so bold. So unlikely that would happen. Watching how the round was playing out. But an overcooked call from EDG. They go back into this A site in the mid-round. Honestly, I can't blame them, Doug. The guiding light went over long, got no info. That's just a hard read by Loud.
And a massive play from Kawanzin, who now has Seekers online. You hear the blades used by Konkong at the opening of the round, surrounded by rifles.
And we are not going A this round. There is no chance of an A hit right now.
The alarm bot spotting it. Nobody clear. There's a rolling thunder. And it's just Aspas who's here on the site, but he should be able to get away by the narrowest of margins, gets past the smoke and preserves life. And of course, as Kong wants to push, is there a flash? Is there something for him to scale with?
Seekers and this retake wall, do they give it up or do they play in front of it? Tough decision to make right now for EDG, but they play up.
Yeah, it seems like they're digging their heels into the sand.
4 players in front of this wall. Seekers go to waste. The Trailblazer comes in, combined with the dart, and Kong remains aggressive.
What are Loud waiting for? What are they looking for? What's the cue? There's the flash. Kong once again dropped off that angle. Kawanzine taking care of nobody at the beginning. And they're going to have this pinch from the other side. They have to deal with Garage as well. And now you see the flood come through from Loud, surrounding Kong, dropping him, leaving Chichu by himself. The retake from Loud is masterful.
EDG played with fire right there, and boy, did they get burned. Kawanzine had a full kit of util. The Seekers come out, the Trailblazer comes out. And just when, Kong thinks the flood is about to happen, a guiding light swing, and that breaks the setup completely. Kong falls down. The player at logs is left pants down. At that moment, it was just curtains. It was over for EDG on that side hold.
There's that flash that you were referring to. Or the second, actually. And when you had that presence and the pressure coming in from Garage, it was just too much to deal with.
Huge round for Loud, and now things have changed so much since that timeout. Look at this. EDG only a shorty on Outong right now. I mean, what is the play? Is he gonna ult backside B, ult heaven A? What do you do with a shorty?
Turret cleared. Oh, Howdong's in trouble.
Spike planted.
Yeah, he's in trouble. He had nowhere to go. But he did what he set out to do. He got the spike down. They've invested the Reckoning. They're trying to push him off the site. Meanwhile, Aspas has taken all this space down long. And again, it's a barrage of utility from the defensive side. C's not safe. They're aggressing forward on the site too. They've got him cornered in grass with nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Chichu and Smoggy left alone as Sadak holds the defuse by himself. Another decisive round from Loud.
The ult value coming in from Loud right now is just too much for EDG to handle. The round prior, it was the Seekers. There, it's the Reckoning. And even though nobody was able to step in front of it, he was all alone. There was no one to support, no one to trade. And now, Edward Gaming, they have a really, really hard time now because Loud has answered back so strongly. After it takes this timeout, we're sitting at 5-3. Loud on this defensive half. I don't think things are going to get easier next half.
No, I agree with you completely. And you imagine after feel some of that presence, some of that pressure, understanding the severity of the moment and what looms over your shoulder. Again, elimination for the team that loses this map.
Yeah.
The dreams of a year gone to waste and nothing but questions of what could have been.
And it's moments like this, Doug, where you look at EDG and it's been silent so far, but we've yet to see the op come out for Kong. And I think we see it over on our side. It's coming. But can he find that shot? He is playing attack against the Harbor Viper right now.
It's just so difficult.
It is very, very difficult to find that first blood. He is an incredible player with this weapon, but he is going to have to really pull something out of the bag here. They're going back to the tried and true A default.
You gotta remember all the success that EDG had on this site and how it's just gone so awfully awry since.
Yes, and here's the Cascade coming through the wall from Tui's. Guiding Light to get some info at lobby. Simultaneously, less of all. That's not even Aspas. He's pushing down mid as the Killjoy.
It's just mad the value that he's able to find consistently. And look at that harbor wall and how pesky that would be to deal with.
Crazy.
That's actually insane.
It's annoying approaching short A. There could be someone behind it on the box. It's annoying getting into short A because it blocks that line. It also blocks front B. They're baiting you into Aspas right now.
EDG waited out and it seems like they set their sights back towards A. But there are 3 members of Loud here.
The Omen blind combined with this fault line. Loud again is going to try to nest on this left wall with the Viper orb up. There it is.
Sadak taking a step back. You see both mollies denying entry, at least initially. or attempted to delay. You see Kong gets dashed out. He's got that up, and he lands it right onto Sonic. Can he get much more? Callantine dancing around as Les gets 3 again.
Down
Les is just so consistent, and he's still on the side. Smoggy, can he deliver? No! Les with 4 and Loud with another.
Oh my gosh, what a round from Les. This event, this is a career event by Les. This is someone that won Champions last year, but sitting at 16-4 right now, 9 rounds in on Killjoy.
I feel like I'm getting tired of saying what a round from Les. He's just been so consistent.
I just don't call him like, it's like,
He's cold.
yeah. Another op in Kong's hands. And he's already spanned the 17 HP.
So much importance invested. So much power put in the hands of their star. It's a difficult position to play from for the rest of the round. But alas, he is alive. And there's an opportunity here for EDG. It's just a turret towards B right now. But the thing is, you've got Sonic's pit, you've got Les's lockdown too.
I don't think they're going to get anything on this peak at C-Link. You can see, Chichu and nobody have moved their distraction over towards A. The Trailblazer sees both of them, which honestly might keep these 3 people on A, and it does. So the spike will go down here. TP out from Hadong, so clean round right there by him. And here comes the lockdown.
And here comes Kong.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah, there it is. Finding value on the attack side with the op, but here's where this becomes a problem. Yeah, you have an op, but when you have all these walls in your face, how do you circumvent that?
Oh no, the Cove.
Les is pushing his way forward too, as he's already gotten a kill. He's still healthy, but he was fault-line. He had no shot. Aspas now with the op. Kong, can he find more? Tui's is left by himself, a 1v2, and that op's still in play. Tui's, can he deliver? No!
There we go, Doug. That's our star player, Kong right there, coming up with the operator.
Okay, we know
Who would have thought? The op saves them with 16 HP, finding 3 frags that round.
Into a Harbor Viper comp.
Into a Harbor Viper comp with the lockdown, with the high tide front B. Aspas guarding everyone from top site. That looks so improbable, but this man is so quick. Look at these shots.
And the pop-off from EDG, you see it on your screens there after they had been quiet for a little while. Showing signs of life, showing that there's still fight left in them. A couple of key ultimates to work with here too, including Smoggy's Rolling Thunder.
The value of the Cypher cam is shown right there, right? The dart broken at long, but Chichu knows. No one swung with that line. He's gonna trip this short push. He's gonna put the seed of doubt. Someone's peeking long with this cage. They have a breach ult to work with, but first you have to make sure someone like Les isn't walking down B. I think this might be the first time they've tested the C site. I think Hadong might ult back site here. Spot, take Aspas, force him off the line.
Get the tag.
This could very well.
Wait, Kong's going in with
the pace. Oh no, the breach ult's down!
He's going aggressive. He wants to get Aspas, but somehow stays alive. He's
The
still
dart
looking
from
for him.
nobody. The dart from nobody was so good.
Where do they go from here? The neural theft invested. EDG looking to get the spike down and should succeed as Kong gets another.
What?
That's all of them. That's a 4K for the star. And he is alive and he is online.
Last round before the switch.
And heading into this last round, Loud are broke. The script has just been ripped to shreds. EDG rallying. Once this op got in Kong's hands, things really turned around.
What a shot.
Insane. Oh, the breach ult's still in pocket for Smoggy, and that will be worth its weight in gold. A Judge close garage. We've seen the Judge really pop off this event, Doug.
2 ults for Loud. Important ones. I feel like Sonic has had that pit for a while.
Oh, didn't spot Aspas top left line.
Are they going to push him? Nobody's the one to do it. There's a Rolling Thunder in the face of the pit. And I mean, you instantly see the pit goes up, the wall goes up to try to protect what resources they have. They drop the Seekers too. You've got to be careful here. There are only 2 members out on site. Kong just now arriving. And they've taken the site.
It's 4v4, but the pit down short. He's gonna pretend like it's not there.
They throw the brakes on the round. Finally commit to the plant.
Oh, he could potentially lurk out. So you can see Hadong now has to be aware of that. They
He's
ping it.
I mean, they can also use that ult to try to get info on what's happening in the pit.
Not a lot of util though from Loud. How do they enter this site? The timing needs to be immaculate.
Such a tense moment.
Oh, they split it in half.
You see Les up in heaven seeing what he can find, but he's smoked off for now. And he's just so patient. He's still up there waiting at the smoke.
No.
There it is. It subsides. Smoggy now from in hell. Looking for another one to take.
The ball is so good!
Oh, it's going to be perfect. He spots the first, but Sadak goes unchecked. Hadong 1v2 in the pit. Looking for them, and they're there, but Sadak turns at just the right time.
No time!
But there is no time. You're absolutely right. What a round. What a half.
EDG! Come out of the half with 6! I don't know how they did it. I do not know how they did it. But here we are, even game. This is anyone's series right now. The loser goes home.
Dude, what a play.
The hero plays from both of these teams are off the charts.
Hadong getting the kill and the diffuser secured the round.
You could see how much it means to Kong screaming.
Unbelievable. A 6-6 half. 1 half to decide it all. Yinsu, take it away.
Oh, what a map this is. We were a little bit worried about what EDG are going to do against this Viper Harborcom, and they pulled it back, Mimi, despite some of the incredible retakes we saw from Loud.
The first part of this half, I thought Loud was just going to run away with this. It was going to be the same story as that EG game for EDG, but that was not the case whatsoever. Still, these retakes were incredible. Loud started off with the read that they were going to play these really fast flood retakes against EDG, and I thought EDG was punishing them quite well. Then they went for these slower, more structured retakes that were working great. The thing is, though, look at the number at the bottom. It ended up with only 2 out of 7 because of these last few rounds for EDG that were utterly ridiculous, Brent.
Yeah, and I think that there was those adaptations, the hero plays by EDG. It is insane that we are here at a 6-6 half. I'm starting to be a bit of a believer. I'm starting to have hope. I really thought that Loud was just going to take control of this one if EDG didn't come in with a prep, but it is 6-6 in an elimination game. I mean, Sean was going on about it for good reasons. There is so much on the line here with these two teams, and I cannot believe they managed to pull it back to this point. It is still anyone's game for that top 4 spot in Champs.
But the second half changes a lot. It's again this question of how can EDG contend with this composition? How have they changed their ideas on this half to be able to deal with the Harbor Viper, a style that they're not used to playing against? If they could win this, though, it would be massive. It would be the reigning champions here in 2023 going home in the top 6 so early.
I'm starting to be a believer for EDG that they can do this because they've already shown evidence that they can adjust. They adjusted in the second half of that first one, and I'm just looking forward to this series, man. I mean, I just want to see more here. This is going to decide our top 4.
Yeah, potentially the most important pistol round in both of these teams' careers here. I can't wait to see what we're going to get, Doug and Sean.
Thank you so much, Jinsu. Yeah, just a couple of moments away from kicking off this second half, and I've got to very quickly remind everyone these two teams have danced before with everything on the line, and it was EDG who came out on top.
We haven't been to map 3 before yet, and this is where Loud, the championship pedigree, comes to life. Oswald's with a Sheriff on this opening pistol, the wall cutting across to allow Alert come into A. Cascade to deny info long, but nobody's dart triple pings, and that allows this stack C to exist.
Sadak is taking so much space with the fall line and the paranoia. Do they fly out behind it?
That's a one-way. If that goes down, they push Loud off.
Dude, meanwhile, Sadak, all the space that he had down long gets denied too. He's got to take a step back.
This is rolling to A, though, and nobody is all alone.
But he's ahead of it, and he's healthy, and he's got a frenzy. No armor on any of the members on the attacking side.
This is very bold.
Do they dare challenge? Oh, they do. Aspas, though, the Sheriff is better. How much more can they find? The spike is going to flip once more.
Oh, God. This is where the Harbor Viper reigns supreme. Doug, look at this. They've manipulated the rotations everywhere. The only thing EDG have going for them is this cam on B. The high tide comes in, locks EDG out of the sight. Smoggy does have a fault line. The 2 cloud bursts onto Kang will allow potential defuse to come in, but this lurk from less.
Yeah, the timing on that is mad.
Oh.
There's a shot at it, though. It's just that the 2 of the members of EDG that are still up are so weak. 59 and 20 HP. Aspas spotting the first, and you see that ping pong swing. First it's Aspas, then Kawanzina on the flip. He's already gotten 3 on the round. The 4th is there. It's up for grabs, and he finds it. Pistol in favor of Loud.
The manipulation of the rotations. Once nobody fell in that A site, it was like Sadak knew exactly what to do to just rip EDG to shreds on this pistol, taking the C site with that high tide, locking them out, the orb onto spawn. The likelihood of this retake at that point just collapses. EDG now. That was a super important pistol, and Fraud definitely knows that.
But still the opportunity at something.
A little bit of a trap play here. Fault line peek for nobody. Here we go.
Sadak's done, but there is a little bit of help. You've got Les watching over his shoulder. The Trailblazer towards A.
Do they come in here? That Trailblazer saw 3 to 4 people.
I don't think they want the heat, man.
Oh, they're gonna...
Look at that. They've set the line of scrimmage in short.
This could be a bit stubborn by Loud.
Are they going to be punished? It's tough to
Oh,
say.
dear, they are pushing them.
Yeah, they are. They're so weak, too. That flash should have hit everyone. I mean, it should just be open season on members of EDG, and that's exactly what it is. Kong left by himself. Tui's gets the 3rd.
Woo! Look at the HPs remaining, though. 18 and 19 on Tui's and less, respectively. Jeez, that got really scary for Loud.
So you see the gun difference on full display.
Yeah.
And you just imagine if EDG had a little bit more to work with in that situation, what could have happened?
Would you look at this, Doug? Kawanzina, because of that pistol, he already has Seekers online. And with this double control, with Harbor Viper, manipulating the rotations, using the Sky Util to know if people are in front of him. So you can see right now, we have a triple setup towards mid. The Viper lurking down with this wall on short A. There's a trap play with Smoggy, but it really won't even matter, right? The Harbor wall cuts across Garage as well as left side B. That combines with the Viper wall. So there's a lot of pressure on B right now. And Garage. And Sadak has lurked up short A.
I thought for a second there, Kong was just going to peek on the other side of the Harbor wall, but he waits a little bit, and they actually invested Paranoia for him to take the line.
No, Doug, Seekers are definitely going to be popped right now. And this site, I don't know how EDG can hold it. The Cascade comes into spawn. The Orb is likely going to go into spawn. The Snake Bite also to lock them out.
Oh, and the spam out, Chichu falls.
God.
Are you expecting Smoggy here? He still has full utility. Still has fault line, still has everything. Yeah, they do. I mean, they expect it all. Aspas is so aware. He's so ready for it. Looking for another challenge. They're just cutting their losses, Sean.
Indeed, they are. And I mean, even this is literally dotting your I's, crossing your T's. I mean, Tui's threw a cove down back sight, ready for the potential flood. Just so that way he doesn't get almond blinded, darted, breach aftershock, breach flash. There were so many things that can go wrong on these floods into the A site. And that cove really, really puts a wrench in things. Loud with a massive bonus win here, but keeping 3 guns in it for EDG means they will be able to buy into the next, and that is a light win.
Yeah, they've got a shot at this. It's not much of one, but there is a shot. I mean, Aspas up here, understanding that Chichu is there first and then expecting the second peek.
So taking Cloudburst, that dart, and you can see Kong was not at all ready for the player in the open. Just fell right into that. Timeout taken here by EDG. Coach After understands this is really where they need to put a stop to this run by Loud.
This is their year.
Yeah, 9-6. Tournament lives on the line, year on the line. And Kong. Would you look at that, Doug? We are privy to some info.
He's gonna have to find so much value out of it. You can hear you can imagine the conversation taking place right now. One of settling, one of calm. They're still in this fight, EDG are. But you can see actually, perhaps feeling the stress of the moment are the members of EDG.
And there we go. We get it, Doug. The glass cannon up. 9-6 in favor of Loud. They don't even really need to invest. Look at the buy here. This is the 4th round of the half.
They're so bonusing.
Yeah, so they're running it back with another bonus.
What a comfortable situation for them to be in.
There's a trip front B, and there's a quad push A coming in. Alarmbot holding the flank as well as a turret. It's going to be really hard to flank this B site. Cascade to deny the info of B, prevent that early peek, early dash in.
Dude, they don't even test the possibility of the op on the extremities.
Look at that, though. They orbed and coved the plant. They'll break the cove now. They can play post.
They're droning, the Alarmbot spotted. Les is going to be the first one here. Tuiz is not far off. Les has to be careful. Kawanzin is now showing up. He has no flashes, though. So it's just going to be a dry gunfight. There's the fault line. Les, patient, Les waiting. And he falls. Kawanzin trying to do what his teammate could not, but in the face of the paranoia, can't deliver either. Loud are falling apart here, but it's a 2v2. The op in the hands of Kong delivers. Aspas, can you do it by yourself? Dodging the flash, staying alive. The line is held by Kong. Smoggy getting it to half, and there it is. He's found the timing.
Oh no!
Aspas, can he do it? Dashes forward. Oh my gosh! Aspas, the Red Bull clutch! Loud gets it 10, and that very well may be Dagger.
Oh man, the star duelists. Would you believe it if I told you they met in middle? Oh my God. I can't even believe that. The timing of this swing by Aspas right when Kong leaves the angle. Oh, he can't even believe it. He can't even believe it.
I mean, the money's still so good for Loud. EDG is on the ropes as you could possibly fathom.
Kong pushing through, the cascade falls to Tuiz.
I mean, an aggressive attempt at a play.
Oh no.
Aspas just getting another kill. And this might be the final verse of the EDG song for the year as Aspas continues to hunt for blood. 4 kills now.
Spike planted.
Chichu just has to sit back and watch.
Chichu now in this impossible 1-on-5, and there you go, the Prime Gaming flawless by Loud. And you could just feel now just all of the air just sucked out of this room. That 1-on-2 that Aspas won. No timeouts in the bank here for EDG.
How does that judge work from that distance, by the way?
The judge can do some silly things.
Yeah, it certainly was that.
The veteran in-game leader hyping up his team, yelling across the stage, and this is where EDG absolutely need to win this round. Kong with the op on this B site. It has been the weak point for the team.
That's big out from Kong.
He's going for more.
Oh,
he hit him.
Oh, he did. You're right. Oh, and the second time is a death blow. Turning the flash as Kawanzin punches back.
Chichu now up close in garage. This will be Trailblaze. How certain Kawanzin Trailblaze this. He has a lot to do here.
You're right. Oh, but Kong is there to help. He's already gotten 3 on the round. Blades online for the next. This would be such a ridiculous comeback if they can pull it off. But for now, a round at a time, EDG gets 7.
It's a common saying, Doug, round by round. And that's exactly what EDG has to be telling themselves right now. They get no more words from Coach after. This is all on the players now. They're going to need a lot more from their star players. This off round by Kang's exactly what they needed to get back into this game. I don't think we've seen a C-plow like this before, Doug. This is going to be a banging round. Look at the setup from the Omen. The Reckoning will certainly be used on this take. This is a very difficult hold, but with the breach here, this is very possible.
Well, it's just the fault line, but you're right. The Reckoning invested. Howdom going aggressive. He pushes into the smoke.
No way, no way, no way.
Slipping. Loud, no idea of what just hit him. Unreal.
Oh, Prime Gaming flawless. They get the Reckoning out of Loud. And just like that, they are absolutely storming back into this game.
The money, though, that Loud have, you see it on your screen right now very quickly. I'm sure we're going to see a replay. There's still so much depth. They've created such a nest egg that they can take a couple of these shots from EDG and still be standing. But honestly, what I just saw in their faces shows that they aren't even thinking about that.
No.
They're not worried about what's on the other side. They're not worried about the money that Loud have amassed. All of a sudden, a spark of hope.
Honkai now on this long angle. They're gonna challenge the Cascade yet again. The Dart gets a ping and nobody is here.
Aspas has already fallen.
No!
Kalantine and Les on the counter.
I've got your trail.
That flash was so good. Now Seeker's used. Does Smoggy invest the Rolling Thunder here?
Does he do it? It's good. No one is even there.
Oh my gosh.
Doug, it's wasted.
Much like the Reckoning in the previous round.
The Cypher setup on B, on C, lets them know what's happening in this area, but the cam will go down right now. Sadak has entered Garage.
Oh, and I love this.
Aware.
I love this pivot back from Loud. With Sadok's presence being found in C, they commit back to A.
In an Omen Breach setup, though, Doug, this is very unlikely to be checked.
You have to clear Smoggy here.
This is very unlikely to be cleared.
No paranoia. Just
He's
the
blind.
flash. Oh my gosh, Smoggy!
Spike down.
Smoggy
A.
gets 3! Another disaster for Loud. Sadok has to clutch it back by himself. Can he do so? The leader, the veteran for Loud.
30 seconds left.
Already the recipient of hardware, but he cannot commit this time around.
Smoggy! Can you believe it?
No.
What is that hold? What is that hold? Unreal. Look at this play from the corner. I don't know how he gets the third. Whips into the dark cover. Takes out Tui's. And closes it out with the Forticonka. Man, my teammates are pretty good. Holy. We absolutely have a game here. And the timeout coming from Fraud here. This is the final timeout from these coaches. After does also get the chance to talk with his team right now. Honestly, he has to be congratulating them on keeping this game alive. The Hunter's Fury on nobody is really nothing to be messed with here on this defensive half. It is great at stalling out plants. Loud has not done a very good job of breaking all this Cypher util, and truthfully, one of the few weaknesses they've found is on the B side. And I think at this point, EDG is very aware. I would love to know what Fraud is saying right now in this timeout. We've seen earlier on in this tournament them take the gloves off and take dry fights. And it worked in spades. But can you do that against a team like EDG?
I don't know, especially with Kong having the op. You mentioned the Hunter's Fury a couple of moments ago. For nobody, that's in play, and this time the op is mid. And it's not just that. I mean, Howdong is here, Chi-Chu's close by.
Doug, nobody is on this site with this Sova ult. It looks like it could be fake pressure, but I will warn you, if this site is lost with this Viper's Pit against the Harbor Viper, the retake, the chances of a win for EDG at that moment plummet. The chances of winning a round with that Viper Pit on this A site, and that's what Loud's aiming to do right now. I think Loud right now are very scared of an aggression across this map. They don't know what to expect right now from EDG. The Dart clears long right now, gets no info. It's broken by Aspas after a couple pings. You can see that's kind of confusing Chicho. He's leaning towards this A site. It's looking like we're going into that B pop here, and Kong is here.
End of the op. He's been here the whole time. He was patient at the beginning. The crosshair jiggling, and Kalanzine destroys him. So dependent on that, and it finds no value. Can the rest of EDG deliver? Tui's gets the spike down. Nobody investing the Hunter's Fury. Tui's falls, but they're gonna have to get through the pit. Is there an additional flank? No. It's all gonna be a flood out onto the site. The paranoia is good to at least get Aspas, but Smoggy falls. Aspas looking to deal with him, and he can't. Nobody on the counter. Les still playing from far back. Sadak still with the pit up. All of the onus on EDG right now as Kalanzine has gotten 3. Chichu, the 4th. He's so weak, he's gonna fall. Haodong on the flank, and there's nothing found. Loud stay alive. They get to series point.
And Loud absolutely silence this EDG comeback. Huge round by Kalanzine, taking out the star player. And he, of all people, the young initiator onto this team. Joined after Champions last year, filling the shoes of someone like Saucy. Insane round from Kalanzine right there. Topping the scoreboard when like Les and Aspas are right behind him. Loud now going back into this A default. The dart again, getting a lot of value here for EDG.
That's becoming so troublesome, and we've seen the punish a couple of times, but not this time around.
Doug, I think they're going to take the gloves off and walk up dry here. This is a Loud-esque play. Is Kong going to be aware of this? They are ready to fight. They are ready to brawl.
It's quiet.
4 players in the most ridiculous high-low I have ever seen.
Smoggy has his fault line back. Up in the hands of Kong. Remember, Kalanzine destroyed him in the previous round. Spotted now. Has to dash away. Do they go fast off this? Kong on the reaggress! And this time it's Sadak! The op is down!
The cascade blocks the vision of nobody. Both initiators on this A site have it all to do.
Blinded.
Flash confirming some info. Smoggy! Oh, what was that from Smoggy?
He's got the ult!
And that's, I mean, there's nowhere for them to go!
23 seconds, the Omen blind is here.
Look at where the spike is, man! It's out of reach! There's no way for them to scoop it up! What a play from Smoggy!
10 seconds left.
I mean, the 3K effectively secured the round, but the Rolling Thunder was just icing on the cake.
This A site just seems owned by Smoggy right now. The plays coming out of this man deep into this game. Their tournament lives on the line. After their star opper falls like this to Sadak, holding the tightest angle. Look at this.
So steady. So cold. Another massive round. 4 of the last 5 going in favor of EDG.
Kong's gonna push short right now, Doug. This fault line's coming in. He's up.
He's past it, but he's so weak. Oh, they don't know! Again, the dart and the flash! EDG's utility combo into A main is so good, and they're finally punishing Loud for it.
Loud is so persistent. They continue at this A site. Can they take it?
Smoggy once more. Sadak falls. Aspas and less. A 2v4 to potentially stifle this comeback from EDG. Smoggy on the restep. Stays alive. There's the paranoia. Aspas falls. That's another 2. Going down. EDG's still alive.
Just swapping in the fusion
This dart in A lobby. What is it made out of?
Dude, there's no way they go back.
How can they not break this dart?
It's like a ticking time bomb, though. How many times have we talked about it? There's got to be a combo that they're using with the dart, because you see it now. All 3 of them were flashed.
Oh my God, incredible initiator, Yuto, coming out of EDG. And they laid the trap all half long, and at the least expecting time, Kong pushes up short A. Loud now retreating back into this middle of the map default. Early garage control. The dog comes out. The trip is already broken.
Oh again.
No.
Again. Can magic happen once more?
What?
Oh my
didn't
gosh,
get it.
but
He
he
did
didn't
not get
clear it. Such a heavy investment. Life on the line to get the lockdown down.
Oh.
They've lost C.
Doug, this is the reckoning coming online for Tui's. He's waiting for this flood. The orb is down spawn, the cove is in garage. This is where Loud close out games.
Is this it? Are these the final touches on an outrageous series? Counting on the swing, he's gotten 3 on the round. Smoggy only gets 1. Loud defend the throne. They take down EDG in the rematch and advance.
And they are so elated. That took everything out of Loud. The Harbor Viper finally coming into play again. This team proved they can literally beat anyone with this comp. They're currently only running it here on Haven. I don't think EDG has seen a style like that, so you have to give them credit for how close this game was.
What a fight, bro.
What a fight that was.
EDG, an outrageous performance, pushing Loud to the most extreme possible limits. And it's an unfortunate goodbye. But Loud, I mean, talk about taking a hit in the chin and still being standing when all is said and done.
This Loud team is special, Doug. They are a special team. I think a lot of people doubted them coming into Champions. They lost that opening game to DRX, and they have bounced off of rock bottom like a rocket.
I mean, again, we've got to talk about their performance at Tokyo and all of the questions around this roster. And then you start off this series, as you were saying, you go, what the heck happened to Loud? Where have they gone?
Well, they're back.
They're back.
They are back, and they are really ready to make a run in the lowers.
Again, defending world champs, still in the tournament. They've still got to fight in this thing. We're going to throw it down to the analyst desk to break down that series.
Thank you very much, you guys. What a series that was, and what a way for Loud to be able to hang on, and most importantly, Mimi, close it out before OT.
Yeah, I mean, that's an incredible game. It looked like Loud was going to be able to just hold on cleanly after that first half with this Harbor Viper comp, but they get so tested there by EDG. But still, closing things out, a chance to defend the title, a chance to go in another run, but unfortunately, that means EDG going home in the most tragic fashion, a round away.
Yeah, that is heartbreaking again. This is a team that has come so close to their own goals and objectives at these global events, and they just cannot get it over that tiny finish line. Multiple times now this has happened, and yeah, they're gonna be kicking themselves over this entire situation. Just one step away, realistically, coming down to that final round. I cannot believe how close it was, but credit to them for pushing Loud when they've been in this championship form. I think I have to give an immense amount of credit to EDG. They've come here at this event when I would argue, I think that the competition has only increased since Tokyo, and they are still putting up the similar performance. I think that has to be respected. They're not going to think about that right now, but they hopefully will reflect upon this tournament and think, yeah, the competition was elevated so much more. So many more teams came online, and we still managed to put up a fight to some of the best of the best.
And this is the tournament where I think we really showed that it wasn't just Kong Kong, it was Smoggy bringing them back into overtime. Yeah. It was Howdong continuing to improve as an IGL every event these guys attend. It was a great run from them, but still, I think this is another moment where you have to start believing in Loud. You can't underestimate these guys. They won last year for a reason, and it looks like it's the same narrative again. You nearly win the first tournament, you bomb out of the second, and you come back so strong at Champions. If the script repeats itself, we could have a back-to-back championship winner.
Yeah, we've never seen it before. I feel like this year has been about record breaking. You know, we saw the first team to do back-to-back, so why not have a defending champion here as well? And speaking of Loud, let's send it down to the stage. Paperthin is standing by with Tui's for the Verizon post-match interview.
Thank you so much, Yinsu. I am standing here with Tui's of Loud, just coming off of their 2-1 victory over EDG. First of all, big congrats, my man. A great match here today. But I want to start off with the very first map, Bind. EDG comes out with something completely unexpected. You've got Kong Kong on Reyna, something he's never played in an official match before. Did you guys expect this, and how were you able to try and adapt to it as the map went on?
Então, primeiramente, parabéns pela vitória, foi jogo incrível. A gente quer saber, o Kankan trouxe a Reina num embate pela primeira vez oficialmente ali. Vocês esperavam ele trazer esse tipo de composição, esse tipo de gente?
Acho que esperar a Reina a gente não esperava, a gente esperava que seria um Chamber, mas ele acabou vindo com a Reina, ele surpreendeu bastante a gente em picks e avanços, então ele soube aproveitar muito bem da gente. Foi difícil a bind, umas adaptações ali, a gente tomou muitos picks, mas foi um mapa da hora, foi pequenos detalhes que resolveram o mapa.
So yes, we didn't expect him to come up with Reina, and he was able to take some victories here and there that got them on the upper hand. Overall, the game was really good, very tight in order to be decided in just small things.
Sure, absolutely. A tough matchup for sure. Next, over to Haven. I want to ask you about the Harbor Viper comp, especially since you're a Harbor player on that map. It's something EDG has actually never played against on that map before. You know, what is it about this comp that works so well for Loud?
Então, agora a gente vai falar sobre a composição Harbor Viper que vocês trouxeram e talvez tenha surpreendido eles. O que você acha que dá tão bem, especialmente para você sendo um Harbor player?
Eu acho que a comp é uma comp com muita sinergia nossa, é um conforto, a gente tem bastante conforto nela e também a gente sabe desenvolver bastante rounds, fazer umas plays juntas, sabe? Então, acho que é mais isso, conforto.
Overall, I would say it's a very comfortable composition for her. There's a lot of synergy between the agents, so it's a very comfortable position for us in order to play well.
Awesome, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Okay, last question. Next up, you're gonna face either DRX, who beat you in the group stage, or Loud, or Fnatic, who beat you at lock-in. Who do you expect to win out of that match, and who do you think you will be facing at the Kia Forum on Thursday?
Agora no Kia Forum vocês vão estar ou enfrentando a DRX, que pegou vocês logo de primeira, ou a Fnatic. Quem você espera que vai passar para a próxima vez para enfrentar vocês no Kia Forum?
Eu acho que vai ser um jogo muito difícil, vai ser uma batalha de titãs e acho que dá uns 2-1 Fnatic, acho que vai dar Fnatic, mas eu acho que vai ser 3 mapas muito pegados, porque os dois times são muito fortes.
Overall, I believe it's going to be a Titan clash, where I believe the Fnatic would have the upper hand, perhaps a 2-1, but it's going to be for sure a very tight match.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tuis. Congrats again. A great match here today, and we're looking forward to seeing you on Thursday at the Kia Forum. That's going to do it for us for now, guys. We will be back shortly with DRX versus Fnatic. Don't go anywhere.
This is for a shot at that top 4 for Loud, a chance to defend their title, but for EDG it will be uncharted territory. But both teams didn't fight and claw their way just for their journey to end here.
You see that Lear come through the wall from Hookah, getting first, but less! Less gets best with 13 seconds left, and it all falls on to Chichu. He gets the first, the second is there! Exact spot,
one way at the corner.
He's, oh my gosh.
Oh, he
just
not
disrespects it, bro. One way subsides. It's a no-scope. There are 2 of them. And of course, it's Kong. Who else? Oh, dire strangers. Kawanzin drops out on. The rotations are coming through. Kawanzin, 15 HP. Sunk into the soil of the site. Kawanzin with 4. Kawanzin pull it off. Yes, he can. The ace for Loud. Sending a shiver down their spine. There's the swing out. Smoggy getting the best of less. Loud in a position to take us to OT, and they've got Aspas and Kawanzin corralled. There's nowhere for them to go.
Oh my goodness, what a map from EDG. I can't believe it.
The push, and it's not going to be by utility, it's going to be by the Odin. Kong already dropped, looking for the swing on the second. He's flashed, he's dead, and Kawanzin's already gotten a third. This spam is just so oppressive, Sean.
They didn't break the darts. They didn't break the darts.
And that very well could be their demise. Aspas is here as well. He's going for the third. The shorty connects, but Howdong punches back. Bless, 1v2. Oh, and they didn't double swing. They didn't double swing at all, but it's okay. And there are a lot of members weak on the side of Loud, but the crossfire setup that they have is just so devastating. Even if you drop a couple, there are layers to Loud setup. Loud dominate EDG on their map pick and take us to Haven. EDG looking to get the spike down and should succeed as Concon gets another. What? That's all of them. That's a 4K for the Star. That flash should have hit everyone. I mean, it should just be open season on members of EDG, and that's exactly what it is. Tui's gets the third. Concon, Smoggy getting it to half, and there it is. He found the timing.
Oh no!
Aspas, can he do it? Dashes forward. Oh my gosh! Aspas, the Red Bull clutch! No paranoia, just the flash. Oh my gosh, Smoggy!
Smoggy!
Nobody on the counter. Les still playing from far back. Sonic still with the pit up. All of the onus on EDG right now as Kalazine has gotten 3. Hadong on the flank, and there's nothing found. Loud defend the throne. They take down EDG in the rematch and advance.